Hi, I'm BJ. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to the home office. One of the hidden stories of doing church in this strange online time is what we have to move in order to either get a halfway decent shot or cover up the chaos of our lives. I moved a whole lot of Legos, but not only Legos that belong to my children. Legos are for everybody. Well, about a while back, maybe 12, 13 years ago, I was serving a church in North Carolina. I was the junior priest, so I was not leading this particular vestry meeting. The vestry in an Episcopal church is the leadership board. And we were had a conversation about giving and generosity and fundraising. And one of the members kind of turns to me quietly and he says, kind of under his breath, "Wow, you're pretty lucky. You don't have to think about this stuff." And I'm not sure, even these years hence, exactly what he meant. He might have meant because you don't give as clergy, which is not true, not true at all, that you don't have to think about it. But what I think he meant was because you probably know what you're supposed to give and you just automatically give it. So how lucky for you, you don't have to think about it. Well, that's also not true, and it is something that each and every one of us thinks about and discerns and prays about throughout our lives. Even if it weren't true, I don't think it would be particularly fortunate, because the very question itself of why we're generous, why we give, and how much we give is a really important part of an integrated, wholehearted faith. Now, if you are a part of any kind of religious organization, a church, a synagogue, a mosque, a spiritually based alpaca farm, you are going to be at some point think about, how do I support this, not only through my service and my support and my prayers, but also financially. And one of the things that we sometimes shy away from talking about is that it takes resources to make these important things happen. Whether we're talking about beautiful choirs, whether we're talking about caring for the poor, whether we're talking about preaching and pastoral care and programming, all those things that matter to us, from right down to the light bulbs. Oh, those light bulbs. That's just, it's foolish not to talk about the realities that it takes support to make those things happen. But the real reason, and this is why I'm thinking about how it just wouldn't be great if it was automatic, is that question is so generative to go through life and to be asking, how is my heart really caught up in and wrapped up in the faithful work that this place is doing, and am I aligning my whole life, my whole heart, right down to how I spend my time, and how I spend my money, and how I align my whole life, from the things that I have to the places that I go to the money that I spend? Am I aligning that around the faithful gifts of grace that God has given to me? And so to me, where that question has been most meaningful has not only been, all right, how do I support something that's important to me, that I value, but am I giving to the level that it's changing my life? And I don't mean prosperity gospel. I don't mean that I'm writing a check and hoping blessings will come my way. What I mean is, am I moving off of the track of the worldly needs of this, of having money, of having things, where so much of our lives is aligned around that? And am I instead disrupting that? And you do have to give a certain amount in order to really disrupt that, and then suddenly actually reshaping my whole life around love, around relationships, around service, around ministry, around communion and companionship. And that actually is the guiding question for me. And it's one that I come to every year. It's one that I actually think about every month when I sit down to write the check. Just kidding, I don't write a check. I go online and I hit a button because it's the future now, and that's how we do it. So thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me this morning. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to, you can do the comment thing, you can do the liking thing, or you can reach out however is most meaningful to you. You can learn more about the church where I serve, Trinity Cleveland, by going online to trinitycleveland.org. But I'm glad you could be with me. Thanks for spending some time with me this morning.